Hi everyone, my name is Anna Barr. I'm a technical agronomist for EarthScout, and today we'll be going over the EarthScout web app dashboard and the web app profile pages for individual EarthScout units. So first we're going to start out with the dashboard, which we see here. So when you log into the EarthScout app, you'll have a dashboard for each unit that you have. So here we have my unit called Anna's Field. This ERS 000117 is the serial number, and this timestamp down here is the last time this unit took a reading, which was back in October of 2023. Down below, there will be a tile for each sensor that you have attached to your EarthScout unit. So I had one sensor installed at 12 inches and another installed at 6 inches. Then we also have the health sensor, which gives us some air temperature and humidity readings out in the field, as well as the charging voltage or battery voltage of the unit. Then for our soil sensors here, it will show us the most recent soil moisture, soil temperature, and soil EC. So we know at 9:27 a.m. back in October 2023, that's where all of these data points came from. So for each sensor, you get a quick view of its soil moisture, soil temperature, and EC. So we have one for our 6-inch depth and then one for the 12-inch depth. So then to get into the unit's profile page, or where we see our charted and logged data, we'll click on the white bar. And again, we'll see the unit's name and its serial number, the last time it took a reading. And then it's going to default to show us the last week's worth of data. But obviously, this unit has not been running this year. So we will go back in time. So we'll look at June of 2023 until October 1st of 2023, and we'll click apply. But before I do that, on the right hand side here, you can see we have some preset selections. So if you want to see the last 48 hours, the last 7 days, the last 3 months, or we have this custom range, which I was just using to select a custom date range to view. So we'll click apply, and our data from 2023 will show up. So on the left-hand side here, again, we have a section for each sensor attached to the unit. So our 12-inch depth is here, and this blue bar means that we have selected soil moisture, and we're viewing soil moisture from 2023. And as I hover here, we can see the exact date and time of a reading. So if I want to know what's happening on the 26th of June, I can just hover over here and get the exact date, time, and reading. We also have markers, which puts a dot for every plotted data point, which, as you can see, can get a little busy. So you have the option to see each individual data point as a dot, or you can turn that off and view it in more of a smoothed look. So that's our soil moisture sensor data for June through October. We also have soil temperature data here. And as you can see, up and down throughout the season. And again, hovering over gives us those exact date and times. And then we have our soil EC readings here as well. So those are the 3 data points the soil sensors are collecting: is soil moisture, soil temperature, and soil EC. So that's our 12-inch sensor depth. Then we have our 6-inch sensor again, which shows us those same exact readings. And then it does the temperature and EC as well. And then we have our health sensor here with our air temperature data. So this is giving us the above ground air temperature out in the field. Again, hovering over, you can see those exact ranges. Then we have our charging and solar voltage, which basically shows us that we have peaks and valleys for day and night. And it's just showing us that the solar panel is getting a charge from the sun. Next, we have relative humidity out in the field. So I'll zoom in a little bit so we can kind of see. So day and night as well here, highs and lows for day and night on humidity. And then battery voltage, this tells us the exact voltage of the battery out in the field. So you can watch and see if you ever may need to swap it out. You can just look here first and see, oh, I'm within a good range or not. So some helpful information so you don't have to go out to the field. Then some other additional features within the profile page here. We have the ability to download data as a CSV file, Excel CSV file. So click the download button here and it will download the data from this unit. We also have this compare button, which allows us to overlay data on top of each other. So say I want to look at my 12-inch soil moisture and my 6-inch soil moisture at the same time. I have the capability to do that here. So you can kind of see the differences between the different depths within the soil profile. And you can choose obviously different data points as well. Say maybe in the early season, we want to look at soil temperature. We can do that here by selecting our different data points. And then they'll be overlaid here. So our shallow sensor is running warmer than the blue sensor, which is at 12 inches. So seeing the differences between different depths in the soil. We also have advanced comparison, which I won't go through in this video, but this allows us to compare multiple EarthScout units to one another. So for example, if you have a unit in one area of the field and a unit in a separate area, we can kind of see and compare the differences and similarities between different areas within a field. And then we can also compare multiple dates. So if I want to compare 2023 to 2022, or maybe I just want to compare June of 23 to July of 2023. That's what we can do with advanced comparisons. Up here in another video, I'll go over the location. So every unit sends a GPS data packet with all the other data packets so that we know its location. We'll go over that in another video. Notifications, we can set notifications based on data points that are collected by your EarthScout unit. That will be another video. And then settings, this is just an area where we can change some units of measurement like Fahrenheit or Celsius here in settings. And then we have some derived data. So since we collect air temperature out in the field, we can now calculate growing degree units or heat units for a specific crop or a specific pest. That will be its own video. And then soil parameters. After we collect 45 days worth of soil moisture data, we can start to estimate what the field capacity of the soil is. And that will be another video going in depth explaining that as well. Then a few last remarks on the graph. Like I mentioned, we have markers which we can turn on. We can also expand the graph to make it full screen so that you can view things a little bit easier on a bigger screen here. We also have the ability to take a screenshot. So we click this button, it will take a screenshot of this entire page and it will allow you to save it as a JPEG file for easier sharing. And I think that is about it. We also have moisture guidelines, which will be another video that goes more in depth about how we can start to overlay some extra data on top of these graphs to help guide us in our irrigation decisions. But that is the basics of navigating around in the EarthScout web app. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out or watch more videos at earthscout.com. Thank you.